There we go. Now, when he comes back in, it'll be great. So just hold tight, everybody. I hope you're all having a good day, staying out of this heat. Man, it's hot in Massachusetts, like nasty hot, like Vegas heat with like South Georgia humidity, if that makes sense. Hey, Boston Ginny, good to see you here. Hi, Dean. So, how about this? Can you pet the cat? There's two kitties here. Where are they? Come here. Where's the good girl? Come on. I can't see you. There you are. Come here. Come on. Where are you? Come on, pretty. Come on. She'll jump on the back of the chair in a second. Um, they're rescues. See, there you go. It's Princess. Hi, good girl. And then her shadow baby will come right along. So, we're going to talk about some corruption in Massachusetts today. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but it goes a little bit deeper than fixing a speeding ticket. We'll say it's really a it's a club. We'll say. Oh, you remember when they were smaller? Yeah, they have gotten big, but this is the biggest they're gonna get. So I'm actually glad because they're not very big cats. They're small, and it's funny. I wake up and I have one on one side of the pillow and the other on the other side of another pillow. So they both sleep on the sides of my head. So what we're talking about corruption. Okay. First off, before we do anything, can we all just do us a favor and just make sure that you subscribe to this channel? I know when he I was talking to him the other day, and he needed 51 people to get to that 500 mark. So if we can get him to that mark today, that would be like I'd be over the moon if you guys could help me with that. Just a share and a like and a sub. It's all. That's free. Doesn't cost anything. Take your time how to do it. You know how it's not, you know, eh, to put yourself out here on the internet, right? To do that, it takes somebody, all right? Not the average person is not going to sit in front of a camera and talk to a screen. So it's not easy, but we do it, right? We do it because we think you guys want this content. You want to know. And if you want to know, I'll be more than happy to tell you what I think, and right off the bat, take half of what I say, throw it away. Take half of what everyone says, throw it away. It's up to you to take the bits and pieces that you want to take and in your mind, put things together, because how I do math is probably completely different than how you do it, but we can both get to the same result at the end. Hippie chick, welcome. So real quick, like, subscribe, please. Just give him a sub. It's free. Let me check on him real quick. That'd be great if we could get him over that number today, wouldn't it? Oh, that'd be so fun. And I mean, he puts the time in. He does. And he you can tell he likes it. So 453. Oh, come on, guys. We can hit 500, right? All right. Let's share this. First, I'm going to share this. Share. X. Please, everybody, follow along. Let's get this guy to 500. If anybody deserves it, I'm pretty sure that this reasonable person that has this channel is someone that we want to be part of this discussion. Just like we want the Broken Baker to be part of the discussion. Just like we want Will to be part of the discussion. Just like we want all these people out in the world to see what's going on, right? And you make up your own mind from there. All right, let me share this to Facebook real quick. If you guys could do that, I'd really appreciate it. Please like and sub. Share.
There we go.
Hey, there he is.
We also got my buddy Mark, who does the show with me. He's
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day here in the Midwest, and looks like it's sunny by you as well.
Oh, it's hot.
So I tried out a new interface, and it's called the Elgato Wave XL Pro.
Okay.
And for some reason, it's doing a loop-de-loop back. So there it goes to show you. You should always check it out.
The drivers that make that work, if you restart the computer, it may fix it.
I turned it. I went back to my original because it's something brand new. I wanted to try it, and it just didn't want to work with me. But I'll get it tonight. I'll go on and I'll figure it all out, and it'll be better.
Is that something I need, Jeff?
Nope. Everybody should be good now. I would believe.
Just barely manage a microphone.
Look at Tommy's stuff right there. Wow.
Basic little soundboard. Not bad. You know, you don't need a lot. You really don't.
No, you don't.
You do need this interface to get the headphone in.
Right.
And to get the sound out.
So, but Tommy is going to teach us everything there is about all the corruption out in Massachusetts.
All right, Mark. Tommy.
He's going to tell us all about Karen Reed. And I apologize to everybody. I'm going to get rid of some of that, all that feedback, what was going on in the beginning. But Tommy, first of all, I want to praise you because I would have never known about Karen Reed if it wasn't for you. Everybody thinks that Turtle Boy done a lot after I found you. But to get to the Karen Reed story, you popped up on basically on my YouTube one morning. And I was just going around, and all of a sudden I clicked on it, and all of a sudden I see this guy out there with his phones and everything else, and I'm going, what in the world is going on here? And I found that, of course, the Karen Reed thing then at that point. And I got to hand it to you. You out in the heat, the cold, didn't make a difference. You were out there all the time, and you were the trooper that got everybody, I think, ready in the morning. I mean, you had a lot of views and everything. And I'm sitting here trying to get to, 500 views, subs. And I thought, well, who better to get on than Tommy? Have him come on here.
I was just stemming for subs out there. I was just sharing and whatnot. So before you came on, I was asking people to just make sure that they're subbed because sometimes YouTube's funny. It'll unsub you for whatever reason. So just everyone check, and we're hoping to get you over 500 today.
Hopefully we'll get there. And, hopefully we'll get Mark in here, and he'll learn a little bit too about what was going on. Let's go back to the beginning, Tommy. Okay. And so you get involved with the big story, Karen Reed. When did you realize that there's something going on here that's not right?
To be honest,
I
was in my own little world, we'll say, and then within 3 hours, it changed completely. And that was when Aiden wrote the story.
Okay.
Because when he wrote the story, right, I knew from following him, I think I was one of the first 11 people to follow him at the beginning in the very, very, very start of Turtle Boy. So I knew when he put something like that up there, it's not fun. It's not games. This is like the real deal. And I took it as serious as he wrote it because I believed everything in it to be true based on my prior experience. So I knew he was going to make a run at taking down the DA because he's the guy in charge of this whole little corrupt little gang of troopers, So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm all in. Whatever you need, I'm in. And best I could do to help him and everybody is show you what's going on, right. And I just, here's the camera. So, I took my job kind of serious, if you guys showed up in the morning, I was there, so It was important to get that story out. It was important to let people know how corrupt it is. And then when you have a reporter who broke the story, because none of the mainstream media broke it.
Yeah, they didn't want it.
He
Right.
did. No one else did. They brought it to a bunch of people. They all told Karen no.
Well,
Aiden took the story, right, and he blew it up into where it is today. All I did was show people as it just grew and all the problem, people just selling their house of 50 years, just
right.
all the things that just kept happening. It was so easy to follow along with the camera. So
And they took a big loss too on that house, didn't they?
Oh, there's so many. Listen, what would you think if the people that were in the house, what would you think if they all left without their cell phones? What would you think about that?
Yeah.
What
It
if
would
they
be-
were all confiscated by someone who may have been inside that dwelling?
Yeah. I mean, you look at everything. I just don't understand, I've said this before, Tommy, I just don't understand with Higgins and Albert there, why they just didn't call 911 and say, there was a fight, whatever, and do it that way. I just don't understand. I think because they found out that Karen didn't remember, so okay, we'll pin it on the girl. I don't know what the thinking was there.
No. The original plan, okay? And this was the plan because there was a Ford Edge parked directly in view of the deputy chief's cameras. So
Okay.
if you parked the Ford Edge exactly where it was parked, you would stop the view of the camera that would allow somebody to bring us something from the back of the house to the front of the house.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but I'm 140 pounds, and you're still gonna have a problem moving my body if I'm limp.
Right.
It takes two people, at least two people, because a limp body is dead weight, which is why they call it that.
And he was what,
you just don't
6'2"?
pick him up and burn him. It's effort. So it took planning and it took effort.
And he was like 6'2", 220.
He was a big boy.
Wow. Yeah. So you look at everything that they did, and then the guy that were, a lot of people,
Did you see the deputy chief's house at all?
I did, across the street. Yes. It was right in line with that flagpole,
The
basically.
deputy chief of the Canton Police Department, where this happened.
Right.
Not the chief of police.
Right.
The deputy chief, the second in charge. Dead body across the street. Not
And he had cameras too.
They when they called it in, they called the wrong address. He called dispatch and they corrected the address. And he didn't go outside and render first aid. But he did take it upon himself to look at the video footage and decide there was nothing worth value on it and delete it all. What a guy.
And like James said here, in the chat, he said, Brian Albert went into cover-up mode right away.
Listen, this is not their first rodeo.
No.
I think you guys understand that. This all went too easy. All of it. From beginning to end.
So do you think that why do you think they brought it on to Karen? Do you think, there was a lot of, like, when I first started watching you, there was a lot of people that would say, well, they set him out there probably to get hit by Lucky with the snowplow.
Exactly. Yes.
And that would be the reason why you'd move the body out there, I guess.
Absolutely. Yep. Hit by a drunk guy, was inebriated, hit by a plow. And he looked like he got hit by a plow.
Right.
And
and then the next morning, Karen doesn't remember anything. So it's like, oh, change the story.
Is that my cherry girl in the chat? She's like the best. It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Cherry.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
I would never forget you.
If you were my house, I would be outside immediately. Yeah, that's every, the whole Brian Albert thing. And I told Mark this. I said, when he got on whatever it was news thing that he did, and he said, well, what did you want me to do? Run out? I'm a Boston cop. I'm not a Canton cop. What do you want me to do? Run out in my underwear and render aid? Well, yeah, I do. That's what I want. It was me.
I heard, I was watching a stream yesterday, and the lady got it wrong about John. She said John was a Canton cop. He wasn't.
No.
John worked in the Boston Police Department. Brian Albert worked in the Boston Police Department. It's a pretty big department.
Right.
But guess what? If you both live in the same town and you go and drink at the same places, you know who's who.
Right. Especially everybody knew Brian Albert because of that TV show out there, right?
Absolutely. He was the famous one.
Right.
But better yet, right?
Why
did he go there? Why did he go there?
Yeah.
He had never been there he'd never been there before. He got lost going to that house. He had the reason he had to go into that house is the reason he's no longer here. Not because of Karen, not because it's that happened,
Yeah. It's amazing when you look at everything, all the wrong steps though by the cops. I mean, we could talk about Proctor all day because we all know what's happening to him now, but the guy that I wanted to punch through my TV screen. Yep.
Hold on.
So Mark, are you catching everything?
I'm listening intently here. I'm on.
I tried out this new interface and it's really going to work well.
What is it? I don't.
It basically, I can plug my microphone in and then it works like I have my roadcasters, but I wanted to slim everything down and this is going to do that. But boy, it just did.
Man, adamant about a survey. Wow.
But no, the one guy that I wanted to punch through the TV screen was Gallagher when he said, well, I didn't have any reason to go in the house. It's like somebody died. If somebody died on my lawn or somebody died on Mark's lawn or your lawn, Tommy, they're coming in your house no matter what.
Guns unhooked. Seriously. But listen.
Yeah.
When you go into, if you saw what he looked like, okay,
right.
Any house you go in, your gun isn't your safety's off because you don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
This guy's all messed up. Is there someone that's in a rage in there? Somebody with knives? So you don't know what you're walking into. Somebody with that capable of violence. Looking at it, so you're obviously going to have no doubt. First,
right.
Absolutely, you're going in. If it's not out of the holster, it's just about to be.
So what do you think happened, Tommy? I want to know what you think. What do you think happened inside that house?
Okay. He went to the house and he walked into the door. Now, it was an after party, right? And there were already people there. He had no idea who was there. Prior, he had a run-in with Colin that they butted heads.
Right.
They butted heads so much. Now, this is backing up. This is the pretext to why him and Colin didn't get along. That I don't think people know. It's what I was told. Probably not right, but it makes sense to. When John was in Aruba, remember that Aruba trip?
Yes. Yep.
Guess what John had? His phone. And guess who was hitting the Ring doorbell in the backyard?
Colin.
Bingo.
Wow.
And he and his friends were all in John's back deck drinking.
Okay.
While he's in Aruba. John's very particular about his things. He likes his things very neat and very organized.
Like
and
Mark.
You get a bunch of people you don't know in your backyard drinking, ringing the doorbell, flipping them off. He's in Aruba. He can't do. What's he gonna call the cops? He did. Right. And guess who took care of it? Kevin Albert.
Oh, Kevin did. Okay.
And he was drinking with him, flipping them off. So there was already a problem there. Okay.
Right.
So when John goes and walks into this after party, he hears the music upstairs, right?
Right.
So he walks upstairs where he confronts none other than a young man. They get into an argument. That's one flight of stairs, by the way. They get into an argument at the top of the stairs and the fight's coming down the stairs. They're arguing, okay? They're wrestling because they're both drunk.
Okay.
They don't like each other. And what are you doing in my brother-in-law's or my uncle's house?
Mm-hmm.
Colin's thinking that. What are you in my? You're in my territory here, right? Think about that.
Right.
What are you doing in my uncle's house? So they're fighting down the stairs. The door to the cellar is at the bottom of the stairs. Somebody opened the door and they continued the fight downstairs. The dog was in the bedroom. Now they were fighting. By the way, that's the third flight. So he went up one,
Right.
back down to the original, and then down to the cellar.
Okay.
There's your 3 flights of stairs. That phone moved three
Three times. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So there's your three flights. Takes that out of it. Somebody runs upstairs, opens the door to tell the lady who owns the house that there's a fight going on, and the dog runs because the dog already knows. The dog knows something's going on. Dog knows they were fighting. Dog's already aware. Dog's ready to rock.
Yeah.
Okay. The minute that door's open, that dog is gone and down them stairs like you never seen. Probably didn't touch the second set of stairs. Okay.
Right.
Charged at him, put his arm up, could defend himself. It's typical natural behavior.
Exactly. Yeah.
And at that point, it was he couldn't handle him and Colin wrestling, and the dog being the cause of it. Now the dog was already known to be
Aggressive. Yeah.
happy with people, so you know.
See, I got the same thing as far as I believe Colin was involved with it too.
The dog even knows John's a stranger, and he sees the guy who the dog loves, Colin. The dog's got a relationship with Colin. The dog, I'm sure Colin brings the dog out, right?
Right.
So the dog's going to protect Colin. The dog's going to do exactly what it was supposed to do. He sees someone attacking someone it loves. That person's not got a chance.
Right. Yep.
See how that's how I put this all together. Banged his head on the back, whatever, however, down, whatever.
Yes, I see. I thought it was maybe in the garage.
Nope, they put him in the bulkhead.
Okay.
Where it was cold, but not too cold.
That's where they brought him out from, probably.
That's right. They shut the door, cleaned up. I believe they took his clothes off and redressed him, because if you look at his socks, John, the way he was particular, he would not wear socks the way they were put on his feet. So I think the socks and his clothes were all washed prior to them putting him back on him. And he had thrown up on himself, and that's how it got into his underwear, because he wasn't wearing anything when he threw up on himself.
Yep.
And that's part of passing away, we're going to say, because when, if you were over in the Gulf, okay, and you did that to like an Iraqi, like that was back then. It was, he's bad, so it was allowed. So the stages of a body going into its final stages.
Right.
So when somebody saw the signs of those stages, they knew it was all over. That was like, it was all like, that's it. You're not coming back from when this starts happening. Like I don't want to get into detail.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And like James said, here he said, the fight probably lasts 10 to 20 seconds. It probably was a quick fight.
You know what? I want to say it probably lasted longer, and I'll tell you why. Because John was an athlete. John played basketball. John had the stamina, and he knew, because in the academy they teach you how to fight. So John would have stretched that fight out, because the longer you stretch the fight out, the greater your odds become.
Right.
And John knew that. So he would have at least made it stretch it out. I mean, the dog was the ending of it all. So I think it was still going, but it wasn't a long thing. But it was enough to raise the people in the house, enough to run upstairs and tell the person who was in the bedroom, which then released the dog, and the dog went and did what the dog was going to do.
And the dog do we know if that dog is alive or not? That dog
was probably, Euthanized within an hour
Wow.
and was put into a duffel bag and thrown in just outside, and they took it and it's gone.
I mean, it's crazy then how it just all
Do you
uncovered from
Do you
there.
need to know if the dog's alive to know what happened to John's arm?
No.
I mean, that's the common sense question you need to ask yourself, right?
See, that was the first thing I noticed. When
Right.
I started watching you and the pictures were coming up, I noticed that arm and I went, "What are you saying? That hit a taillight? That didn't hit no taillight."
The
And so-
juror was dead on. There was like 32 shards, but only nine puncture wounds. So if it was the taillight, you'd have more puncture wounds. You'd have 32 puncture wounds.
right.
It wasn't the taillight. My father, I grew up in an auto body shop.
Okay.
So I know about car accidents. I've had to fix car accidents. I know about taillights. I know about all that stuff. Karen backed into John's car, right? We know that as a fact.
Right.
We also know that the very next morning, the mechanic was at John's house. Remember that?
Yes. Yep. I remember.
Why was he there?
To fix that.
To take John's car and
Right.
get it out of there, put it in
Yeah.
his shop, because he had an auto body shop. And guess what? He was awake because they called him from his house to come in and remove Karen Reed's taillight because they couldn't figure out how to do it.
Wow. Mark, did you
They're all
remember that?
looking
Did you?
about this, and they didn't know how to take the taillight out. They thought it was, screws.
Right.
No, it's not. You have to take it out from the inside.
Mark, did you remember the story about Karen backing in when she was leaving to go get Jen McCabe and Carrie Roberts?
Oh,
She
yeah.
backed into John O'Keefe's car in the driveway,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You shared that with me.
Yeah.
It's still,
and
I
you
meant-
can see that happened.
I measured it. I measured the Lexus taillight, and I measured the Chevy Traverse rear wiper, the rear wiper. That's what she backed into and wiped out.
Okay.
The,
Huh.
yeah.
Before I go any further, Tommy, I got to ask because people are, talking in the chat here. Boston Mike, how's he doing?
Boston Mike got to ring the bell. He is cancer free.
Oh, nice.
100%.
Nice.
He's just in the recovery, coming back up from, that
Right.
fight. He went head first into it, and he did really good. So, but he still needs the prayers.
Well, that's
yeah,
that's
he's
great that he rang the bell.
Thank you guys for thinking about him.
Mark, Boston Mike is Tom's sidekick on his show.
great.
Yeah,
Great to
okay.
hear that he's doing well.
Yeah.
So, because people are asking, they say they miss you in the mornings, so you got to get back in the mornings. Let's go here, Tommy. Enough of this. I was going to bring up, I want to know more about this whole Karen Reed and then the Turtle Boy and all that. But, if the people came here for us to talk about what's going on here lately, I mean, I'm not going to mention a lot of that, Tommy, just for the simple fact I don't know a lot of it. And I mean,
It doesn't move that football anywhere.
No.
It's a different sport. We're
and I
not
know
talking about that. We're talking
and
about this.
and I know people, they're getting a lot of views and all that kind of stuff. But
It's okay.
what I'm more worried about is that, when we have this going on, this whole division thing going on, it just gives the anti-Karen Reed, anti-Turtle Boy people an ammunition to just come at and just murder everybody.
You're right. You're right.
And we need to somehow get back together. And I have my opinions on two people. I do have my opinions on two people.
Yeah.
And they're going to stay my opinions. And if you're coming here to hear about J7 or something like that, I'm sorry, I'm going to stick with J7 just for the simple fact that she helped this channel out a lot in the beginning, a lot.
I'm sticking with J9.
And so I'm just hoping that if you're coming here, and if that hurts me a little bit, Mark and I, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to stick on that hill until she shows me that she doesn't have the loyalty. But right now, I mean, she's done a lot for this channel, and I believe it got to be crazy, whatever was going on, and it happens.
You know why I thank my mods all the time, because I'm not me without my mods. But
Right.
You're realizing it's not easy to
It's
do
not.
a channel.
It's
really not. So,
It's not.
you get good quality people, you got to keep them.
Right.
You got to,
I don't even know what Ahmad does. That's what I've been hooking, asking you questions and everything for the last few weeks and everything. But I wanted to get this done where you come on and we talk about it because I wanted to have you to be my first guest because I started with you when I learned all this stuff. And of course, we just got, caught up with you doing a lot of stuff, me doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm blessed to be here. I'm glad.
Well, I appreciate you coming and sitting talking with us. Okay, let's go to the fact of Proctor and Buchanan. When they get on the scene, of course they say they'd never hit the scene, but I question that too. That I think they were on the scene. I really do. And but
if he was at the house.
Yeah, I think they were at the house. I really do. For some reason, I just have that. And maybe they weren't. Maybe they could prove it. I don't know. I wouldn't trust anything what comes out of Proctor's mouth or what he writes. Or, the thing that gets me, Tommy, is you bypass the start of it and those two going to get Karen Reed's vehicle. Okay?
Right. Yep.
Any cop, any person, Mark, me, who have zero. I mean, at least you went to the academy. We have zero law enforcement, zero knowledge.
Right.
But I'm telling you, Mark and I, if we were going to Karen's dad and mom's house and we see that vehicle, we're taking a picture of that back taillight. I don't care if it has a little clip on it.
You're taking hundreds of pictures of that vehicle. Hundreds.
And you have a camera on your phone.
Single angle, up, down, side. You are that in it exactly where it is. Because you need to prove she left the scene to go there. Exactly. Wide shots, side shots, not a single photo. How does that work?
See, that's the biggest thing to me. When I heard that, I sat there, I knew when they started reading his text message, he was a creep. And I knew we were going to find out more if we could get to his other phones and all that kind of stuff. But that picture thing, that blew it wide open. And then you saw the dog marks. And then you saw how much, and I'll tell you what, Bev was the worst judge. Where she wouldn't let stuff in was crazy. She was working her hardest to get this thing, guilty. But it's sad that out in Massachusetts that the judges don't have, like they can do these things and get away with it and retire and whatever. I mean, it's sad that it's like that out there.
This is how out of control it is. Okay. Before we get to that, I'm going to talk about John's hands real quick.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And it takes their argument out of the equation. They wanted to say that this was a domestic, right? Between Karen and John.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If it's a domestic and there's a fatality, the first thing that they do is they put bags over the person's hands and they tape them. Because there's evidence under your fingernails of where you have been and who you've touched and who's scratched you. And they never bagged John's hands. So they can't say it was domestic because that's the first thing you do when it's a domestic. Right.
But they labeled it earlier on that it was a fight though, right?
They thought it was a domestic between them two. And that's why she backed up. She was mad at him, so she backed up. First off, in the snow, the car can't back up and stop that quick. She would have ended up in his front yard,
right,
at that speed. I've done it before. I have a whole video of me backing up that fast. In the academy, they made me do all the drills in reverse, so I can drive backwards as much as I can drive forwards. It's just one of the talents I have. But they never bagged his hands, and that really bothers me. Because they're trying to start off by saying Karen did it because it was a domestic.
Right.
And that's wrong. Now, Proctor, you ready?
I'm ready. Mark is too, I can tell you.
Went right now and took 100 phones from 100 police officers in the state of Massachusetts. You got 100 freaking problems because that's what, like water seeks its own level.
Yeah.
Like, if it's okay for Good to have naked pictures on his phone, that means Lank has them. That means this one has them. That means that one has them because they share them amongst each other.
Right.
Ready for this? This is what you guys don't even realize. Oh my word. No, this shit ain't right. Think about this. If you had a daughter that got pulled over and
Oh,
they took their phone,
yeah.
took the pictures off the phone without their permission.
Yep. And you know that probably happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Because
Do you know how many people they have to go and notify that, hey, by the way, your daughter who got stopped didn't get a ticket.
Right.
I don't know why, but your daughter who got stopped, her picture was shared amongst 9 different troopers. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the cream of the crop, the best that we got. It ain't coming out that way.
No.
You would think that would be another scandal that they'd be running on, is just the pictures and trying to clean that up before it becomes a huge issue.
Well, they probably tried to clean it up, right, Tommy?
They can't because they're all dirty. They're not gonna clean it up. They live in that.
Right.
If you go in the back room of the police department into a desk, you open it up, there's nudie magazines in the drawer. They're
Bunch of
just
pervs.
they're
Yeah.
pigs.
Right.
I don't know how to say it, and I don't mean it in the police officer way. I meant it in being disrespectful and nasty to women, and
Right.
it's just so wrong, right? And the attitude is, hey, share them. Come on, really?
I want to remind everybody that this is CPU Tommy. Seeking Justice is his channel. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to people that don't know, that are around here in the Midwest that listen to us. Please go subscribe to Tommy. He's going to help us out. Tommy's got all the insight. I mean, he was there every day for the Karen Reed trial for both of them. And, Tommy, and I'm going to bring this up too, because I text you and, I gave you a little donation a couple of times. I got pissed off when they went after you, the people. Certain people.
Are you talking about the fellow Free Karen Reed supporters or the people?
I'm talking about Dennis Sweeney.
Yeah.
I mean, that pissed me off because it was, because people get jealous, and that's what's going on with a lot of this stuff that goes on right now. They get jealous. I mean, I got the old copyright strike from JFK a couple of weeks ago because he got his feelings hurt because I said something to the effect of, he was talking about taxes, that he was paying taxes because he doesn't pay his other 2 guys. And he said something about taxes. I stopped the video and I said, look at this. Does he really look like a guy that would pay taxes? That's what I said. Well, he tried to make it into that I was trying to make him out to be a criminal. That was not it. It was my opinion. I said, look at him. And so he puts a big copyright strike against 2 of my videos, makes me go and answer that. And then, he's saying, well, if you don't think that I'm going to come after you, if I'm not going to get a lawyer, he goes, my lawn gamers will give me money like that to get you. And I thought, okay, whatever. And it's like, then of course he just wanted to go away.
So here's the problem you're going to run into. Okay. Money. Right.
Right.
If I gave you $500, right.
Right.
And I text you, you're going to answer me.
I'm going to answer you.
If I tell you that so-and-so just burned me, you're going to believe me?
I would.
And if I give you another $500 and I keep telling you stuff, you're going to believe me?
I would believe you.
So
it's the wrong thing to do. Probably
money is not good. Money is, if you're dependent and reliant on any donation, this is the wrong deal, man. Because
I look at it. If you're giving me money, Tom, then
you can ever give me to make me
right.
stop this, because that's not why I do this.
I see why you're saying that, but I'm saying that if you're giving me money, we've already got a relationship of some sort that I would believe you as a person, because I got to see you burn me before I can say that you're bad.
So you ready for this? Every time I go,
like Mark, I mean, I know he burns me, so I know that he's bad.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Every time I go online, there's a lady, she sends me like $10, $15, $20, but it's right. Every time I go online, right?
Right.
I would never try and abuse that or take that for granted. That's a special thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that I listen to her more. It's different. I can't explain it, but
Right.
you're doing this for money and donations. No, do it for YouTube money. Make YouTube give you the money. Okay,
Right.
that's what you want to do, because that means you're out there, you're talking, you got you get your viewers, you get your watch time.
Right.
That's where you're going to make your money that you earned. And don't let no one think differently. Don't let them tell you anything else. You're earning. This is a job. This is work. This is not, just sit here and pay me. No, 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 no. It's not.
Well, we're finding that out, that it's a lot more work than what we thought. To come up with stuff to say and everything.
Part of that is navigating those landmines, like you ran into one with JFK. There's ways to avoid stuff like that, and it's everyone's different, and you're going to make a mistake because everybody does. So don't be afraid. Just go with it. Just be yourself. Tell the truth, and the people that watch will absolutely never leave you, because we got some of the best people in the world watching us. I swear.
Well, Tony Montana, in the movie, he said basically, when I'm lying, I'm telling the truth, and that's pretty much me.
Okay.
Sure you are, Jeff.
Yeah. I played Tony Montana at one time in the past. We won't go there though.
So Karen, you got pretty close to Karen. I mean, how was she going from the first trial to the second trial? I mean, everybody, has the opinion on the anti, saying, "Oh, she was so calculated. She was this, she was that." Mm-hmm. But the toll that it has to take on somebody, that your life is in the hands, of some corrupt people. I mean, it had to be just horrible.
Think about what she was up against, right?
Yeah.
And no one's helping her.
No.
Just Aiden. Think about that for a second. She's fighting the Mass State Police in the district attorney's office.
Yeah.
But who goes after the DA? He's got his own little militia that he sends going around to lock people up.
And that's another thing with the DA out there. He's the DA, but he's never tried a case. Our DA here, she tries the case
since 1976. He's been the DA. No one's ever ran against him.
Wow, that's crazy. It's just crazy. So do you think, with all the trouble now that Proctor's in, he doesn't want to go to the depositions. We all know that. He doesn't want to do that. But do you think, with all the trouble, I've read something that there's some people saying that these old cases that he worked on, they're going to come out of the woodwork, and they want to be, the people that went to jail, because he's pretty much admitted that he planted cocaine on people. So do you think all these are going to be coming out of the woodwork and say, "Hey, wait a second, we need new trials. We need to figure this out"?
There's a thing on Netflix you need to watch. It's called How to Fix a Drug Scandal.
Okay.
So in Massachusetts, there's like 3 labs where all the drugs go to.
Okay.
So like pounds of cocaine were getting sent to this drug lab for testing. You don't need to send all of it.
Right.
But they do. And the lady who was there was using a majority of the product.
That was testing it?
She wasn't even testing it at this point. She's just using it and pencil whipping the test results.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't testing it. She was doing it.
Man.
So nothing happened after that. She got caught. All the cases got thrown out. So I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see anything Proctor had to do with, chucked, gone. Not worth the argument, not worth the fight. Because then you're opening up more Pandora's boxes that you don't even want to acknowledge are even there. Exactly. Where did Proctor get the coke?
Yeah.
He issued it. I wonder about that.
Well, that it came from there, probably. Mark, this thing is, when you think of it, there's so much garbage over there, and we try to pick out other places that are doing kind of the same thing, but we can't find anything like Massachusetts for some reason.
Yeah, you guys are king on the coast there. We have little incidences here and there in the Midwest, but if we dig, I'm sure Chicago's got theirs, Milwaukee has theirs, but the coast, the East and the West you guys are wackadoodles. You got some crazy stuff going on.
It's so bad. I can't even listen. who else do you know can get away with a dead body in their front lawn?
Yeah, that's
A dead cop, no doubt. Wait a minute, the same department? I don't know the guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
I've asked my friends here that are cops, and they said, we're going in the house no matter what, and we're going to find out what happened. And it's just crazy to think that that they just let that go, and then they wanted everybody to believe them. And this is the way we do it. And this, I mean, it's the blood in the red Solo cups, the
Snowball. Good one.
They watched one episode of Cagney and Lacey.
Oh, get out! No, get out.
Did these people never watch TV?
No, they did.
Come on, watch Starsky and Hutch. What would they do? They would be in there. Come on.
I think they did watch TV, and that's what the problem is. I think they did watch all these
they
cop
know how
shows.
to do their job.
So Tommy, where does it go from here? Will we ever find out who killed John O'Keefe? Because isn't that the big question here?
Listen, how much money do you have? Because it's a very, very easy way to prove what happened to John O'Keefe. Okay.
Right.
He was still technically alive. Vegetable aside, he was alive. He was breathing. His heart was pumping. He was bleeding. When the blood hits the ground, snow, rain, don't matter. When blood hits the ground, it leaves an iron trace. Because there's no iron doesn't belong in the soil.
Okay.
It's in the blood. It's in everyone's blood. We all have iron in it. So you can, with testing, you can chemically find out where his body bled. With 100% factual, again, how much money do you have?
Right.
It all comes down to money. That's the definitive way. It's almost as if it's a fingerprint. It's what it is. Because the blood, the iron, has DNA in it. So they know where it came from. So they can even tell it was John's blood. He bled at this spot right here. He bled right here. He bled right here. He bled over here. So you can follow where he bled all the way down. And I guarantee it didn't start in the front yard.
Noodle Mama said that she lives in a city in Minnesota that's exactly the same as Canton. I think I've heard about that city. I spent a lot of time out in the Twin Cities, living in Minneapolis. And I love Minnesota when I was out there. But I know that there's places like this. I know this, but it just seems like once it started rolling downhill for Massachusetts, it started rolling. And it was one after another after another. And
there's so much.
James said to look up
from you guys that you guys aren't even aware of.
What about this one here? What James talks about? Look up former cop Willie Canton and his stolen car ring back in the 80s. Wow.
Yeah. So here's what happened. Okay. Back in the 70s, 80s, Boston was really corrupt, and we had a guy named Whitey. Okay.
Yeah, Whitey.
Whitey ruled the town of Boston,
right?
Southie, but he wanted to keep getting bigger, expand. So Whitey had some rackets going on, like football cards, selling flowers, flowers that he stole, that got them for free. So whatever he sold was 100% profit. The football cards that he never paid out on, that people won, but they still bet the next week and they always lost. Just those bets.
Right.
Now, the FBI came to town because it was so corrupt, and they went to Boston Police Department to ask for like a task force to investigate Whitey and his doings within the city. Okay. Right. So if one of these people will say is a chosen man, and he's part of that investigation, okay, he knows that that Fred at this housing project gives him $2,000 a month, and this housing project gives him $3,000 a month, and that one gives me $25,000. They pay him off every month.
Right.
Whitey guts up and leaves. He's gone. Doesn't exist now. Poof. But everything's still running like a top.
And he's out in Arizona or California living, right?
Living large in California.
Right.
Now, Whitey was bad enough. He could murder someone and get away with it. Right? Now, imagine Whitey's gone, and now you have someone that takes Whitey's place, but he's got a gun, he's got a badge, and he's got the ability to set you up and put you up in the big house. Oh, you just found a pound of coke individually packaged in your back seat? Trafficking. Bye-bye. Guy doesn't even own a car. See you later. Doesn't matter. Because it's all
right.
It's the system's in place. That's why this whole thing is in place. John called the Canton Police Department like 50 times, I think, something like that. It was a whole bunch of times he called, and he was reporting the drug activity. He had cameras on it. He recorded it all. They were dealing drugs outside his house. Well, with these kids, because they were kids dealing drugs, and I'm not going to say who it was.
Right.
But there were kids dealing steroids and coke and whatnot, and the Canton Police Department didn't want to do anything about it, so they let it go. John got mad.
Wow.
And the only person he dealt with is Kevin Albert.
So Kevin knew all about this.
He was in charge of it.
Wow.
Well, that's why Jeff is able to talk to us today, because he knows people that are cops. Otherwise, he'd be behind bars right now. He's a known felon.
Well, so that's my theory on Boston and how it's and how that's where we're at today. I mean, how else do you get away with the murdering of Boston police officers? I mean, the show wasn't done by a car. You know, it takes 12 pounds of pressure to break a collarbone. Okay.
Right.
So if you get in a fight, you take someone's collarbone out, they can't move their arm. When you get into a car accident, you break your collarbone just from getting your arm whipped.
Right.
It separates. 12, you know. Nope. His was intact.
Everything was intact below the neck, right?
Not just below the neck.
Wow. Like I said, it's so crazy to think, you know, how everybody, and I try to listen to the other side. I really do. I try to sit down, and like the other day on Brother Counsel, he had that lawyer out of Florida talking about, you know, what happened, what he thought happened. And it was like every time he'd say his theory of the story, he was smiling like, okay, I really don't believe this, but I'm going to put this out there just so everybody else, maybe they'll believe it. And it was just crazy. I mean, some of the things that happened, and I showed Mark this. I mean, one of my favorite people that got on, and it was just because Alan Jackson made him look like a fool, was Trooper Paul. I mean, that guy was not ready for anything that he was supposed to be doing on that stand. Nothing.
Think about this for a second, okay? That's who the Massachusetts State Police put up there.
Yes.
That's
not good.
I sent you something in the private chat.
Okay.
Don't repeat it.
Okay.
But try. Can you read it? See up top in the top right where it says private chat comments and recording.
No.
Up in the right hand. See the chat? Do you see the chat in the right hand side of StreamYard?
Yep.
Top private chat.
Oh, I don't see that. Where is that?
Comment.
You see it, Mark? Well, now I must be blind.
You got to tab over. It's right next to the comment.
I see it now. Yep, I see it now.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yep. I mean, I just don't understand, Tommy, that the part that I just don't understand is that the only reason they bring a guy like a Paul to the stand, or this guy, you know, and then they bring in, you know, the acting assistant DA that was just, I mean, Whitey's lawyer, for God's sakes.
Funny how that works. Hey, you own the house prior that he bought.
Right.
Have you seen that?
Well, it's kind of funny. No, I didn't see that, but it's kind of funny because isn't that funny that the Morrissey would know all of these people and everything else? But see, this is what I was trying to make. You know, they bring on these nitwits like this Paul and other people because they're so corrupt that they believe they could push anything through, no matter what. And what screwed them up is Karen Reed bringing in her lawyers. You know, first Alan Jackson, but then you have Alessi in that second trial that just made people look like idiots. You know, and
talk about being brilliant.
Yeah,
like a whole nother level. Like we thought Alan and David are smart because they are. And then this guy comes along and says, "Hold my beer."
Right.
Like, wow. No, again, right? Let's just time out and back up. All right. Think about how blessed we are to have that much talent on our side.
Right.
Right.
And this is what upsets me when everybody gets into this, I'm better. Today I listened a little bit, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Well, you're not the best. And, and then calling everybody else that does this YouTube thing that, she wishes that everybody else had the talent she did, then we'd know how upset, people are. That's not it. I mean, today was the only reason why I watched her is because of all this nonsense going on. And it's just like, I want people like you to come on and tell us, okay, this is what it is here. This is because I don't know what it's like out there. I've been to Boston one time in my life, and it was a 48-hour trip. And that's it. Mark's been out there a couple of times because he was in insurance, so he used to go out to Boston, the area there. So I mean, but he never got in any kind of trouble where he got, to look at.
Most people don't, right?
Well, I'm not talking about it, and I'm not putting it in text messages if I did.
Exactly, right?
I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night.
But listen, nothing against Massachusetts, because it really is beautiful. It's really expensive to live here, but it's really beautiful. And the people, I wouldn't trade the people for anywhere else in this whole entire country. I'll take Boston every time. All my answers are Boston. That's it. Because it's, if you're from here, you know what it means, and like David Ortiz, when we had them two little yum-yums running around trying to blow stuff up.
Right.
The baseball player in the middle there swearing, "This is our city." Like, you don't doing that to where we live. And everybody feels that way here. And again, there's a sense of community. So when something like this happens, like Karen Reed, it rocks us. I mean, people's eyes are getting opened. They don't realize that, if there's a shooting going on, the cop doesn't have to go in. The cop can run away and not get in trouble. He doesn't have to go in and do anything. Like, he's not mandated to save you. That's not his job. His job is to get revenue for the town.
Right.
That's it. Not save you.
So go back to my question on the Karen Reed from trial 1 to trial 2. What was it like for her? As far as what you know of her and you spent some time with her, you were doing a great deed where you were going to church, and of course that got flipped to something else, which was crazy. But
you know what? You know what happened. I know what happened. Let them talk and say whatever they want. I don't care, because I know I was there. I know exactly what happened. So
talk about what it was like for her living
every day. Right, she'd get out of that SUV, and she would just like look around and she'd try and take it in as people. Everyone's talking to her at the same time, like all her lawyers. So she's got to answer Alan, and she's got to answer, Liza, and but yet she's still looking at everybody. And what's messed up? And I never seen nothing like this in my life. And it happened the entire trial 1. She knew 90% of the people's names that were there on the sidewalk holding signs, cheering her on. That she never met before, never spoke before, but she knew this person's name was like Sarah, or this one was Mary. She knew exactly who was who every time, right on the money. And I was just taken back that she's that observant and that in with us that she knows who's who.
Right.
Even though she's not there with us. So like that really impressed me. That was really good. And trial 2, I didn't get to see her. But I'll tell you, she seemed more frustrated the entire second trial than the first trial. First trial, she was, I think, just blown away with the support and the people that were really there. And then, again, where do you even start? That girl's life got thrown upside down, and it was no fault of her own, and it's completely destroyed now. She can't go back to work. She can't drive, blah, blah, blah. Like, they did that to her. That's what they do. And that's their job. And they mission accomplished. Think about this. You ready? Sandra Birchmore,
Yeah.
pregnant with the baby, and they take her out, and no problem. They let that go too.
Yeah.
That right, and I'm sure there's somebody before that, and I'm sure there's someone before that. They go and they shoot Justin Root. They shot a defenseless unarmed man 30-something times. Like all the cops at a firing line, they unloaded on this kid. And there's a nurse. He falls over into a bed, like a mulch bed, and there's a nurse that runs over to him, and she's trying to evaluate this guy because he just got into a car accident. Nurse don't know what's going on, but she sees the car accident, and he runs out, and the cops all get there, and they tell her to get back, and she took like 2 steps back, and they all unloaded on him.
Wow.
And, but that was Boston and the state police. But they really did an independent investigation because guess who investigated that?
Oh, no.
Proctor and Urey. They let it go. And they said, Boston police, no problem. You guys, it was a good shoot. That's what you call it. When if they say it's a good shoot, then the insurance company doesn't get nothing. They don't get sued personally. Like none of that happens.
Wow.
But you ready? The whole thing that started it off is this one cop pulled his gun out and shot. It ricocheted and hit somebody. So they blamed the kid, and the kid they murdered. They blamed him.
But
and they went after him and chased him.
But Maylin had told me about it, and she said that he was like a paintball gun or something like that.
Yeah, he had a paintball gun on him. Not a real gun. It was a paintball gun. Yeah, there's a big difference. And either way, he had just wrecked the car, and he's bleeding out in the bed of mulch, and the nurse is over him helping him. And the cops tell her to get back so they can shoot and kill him. And they do that because they know it's okay. They know because they know who's going to investigate it.
Right.
Before they pull that trigger, they know they know that's a free shoot. Do you know what I mean? They knew we weren't going to get in trouble. So they unloaded on this guy. Right? It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. But again, you have Justin Root, you have Sandra Birchmore, you have John O'Keefe, right?
Right.
And we have not one conviction. How's up with that? How's that work out? Welcome to Boston. So this murdering stuff's got to stop.
Right.
Oh, not to mention, we got bodies just freaking floating. There's like a serial killer working in Marina Bay, dumping bodies off the friggin' where the Boston police have the water unit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tommy, but you're not convincing me that Boston is the place to be. I think I'll stay in the Midwest.
Well,
The worst I get is a cow tip on me.
This is the stuff that we're going after. Like, and Causey's here, right? Causey knows. He's sitting in the courtroom. He's hearing the nonsense coming out of these judges. Like Aunt Bev, you're telling me that any judge wouldn't have allowed half the stuff?
Right.
You can't mention Chloe. You can't mention the dog. Like you're not allowed to.
And she wanted to get Colin out of that whole thing immediately. Get him gone. That was one of the biggest things where I looked at and went, "What's that all about?" We need to hear more from him. First he says he's never been in a fight, and then all of a sudden his knuckles are scunned up. But he said that he fell on his knuckles.
Hours later, Aiden's got videos of him fighting another kid. And Jen McCabe, are you Jen McCabe? Nope,
No.
Not me. Nope. See ya.
And then they lie on the stand, and then they get away with it, and nobody does anything to them.
Did you call anybody Miss McCabe? Nope. Didn't call anybody. Nope.
She made what, 6 calls, 5 calls?
Her phone was burning up in her hand. Come on now, right? But yet she's allowed to lie to the FBI.
Right. None of us would be able to do that.
Try it. Let me know how it works out for you. Like, but here you go. We never have a reason to lie. Why would you ever lie?
Right.
About anything.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
That's the best part of the whole thing. If you tell the truth, what's the...
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, well, give us something to talk about.
They accuse us of grifting. That's a big grift in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, hey, Tommy, I got to take off here, but it was nice meeting you and talking to you briefly.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information.
No,
As Jeff
pleasure.
has told you, I'm an ignorant person when it comes to a lot of this stuff, and he's bringing me up to speed, but great job. and everybody like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to
do
come.
that.
You guys
All right.
do this again, definitely.
Yeah, we'll
have
do
a
it
great
again.
weekend.
We'll definitely do it
Enjoy.
again.
It's nice talking to you.
And Tommy, I'm not gonna take up a lot of your time because I want to bring you back after we look in more of it, Mark and I, because we're gonna have a lot more questions.
Oh yeah.
On the surface, there's so many questions that I want to get to, but I do want to get to the Turtle Boy situation because it seems like people that supported him at one time, all of a sudden they turn on him. What is the reasoning for that?
So let me back up. Okay.
Okay.
When Aiden first started, right, there were a group of girls that were like his moderators that were helping him,
Okay.
and they all crossed him and screwed him over wicked bad. And then more mods came, and then they had him convinced that his phone was tapped, and they're all lying to him. So from the beginning, even up to now, there have been people working close with him to try and destroy him, to try and get him to go away. And it hasn't worked yet.
Right.
Think about that.
He wins.
He's had all these women, like, I'm not going to make any specific names, but there's one of them that looks like a guy that's like, you got to question yourself. Is that a guy or a girl? So like, she was like a pit bull. And I didn't like her from the get. So whatever, right? Just carry on and do what I do and let her deal with what she's going to deal with, So,
right.
But at the poor guy's been getting it from all sides from the beginning. So to see him finally buy a house and succeed just a little bit, right? And to be able to buy a pool for his kids, right?
Right.
Like, well, that's the most dad thing you could ever do. And he did it. So it's, for me, having seen him from the start when he was a teacher doing this anonymously to where he is today, I'm proud and I'm happy to see him succeed because I know the work that he's done. And I know all the hurdles that he's had to jump over to even get to where he's at. So to see him, buy a house and get a nice car and just be able to be a dad as he wants. That's all he wants, just to be a dad, right? And this is his means to an end. So I'm happy for him. And to see the cops come and take him away and lock him up just to shut him up. Oh man.
And that's all that was too.
That's just so ugly.
When I first started watching him after you kind of pointed everybody towards him, I looked at it and went, whoa, this is different, the way he talks. But at least he goes at it and he sticks to his game plan. And I don't understand why people need to bring people down. That's what it all seems like. They got to bring people down. And then he's fighting for his freedom. And,
on top of everything.
Yeah. And then they're worried about what he's doing with his money. And it's like nobody's business what's going on, It
really isn't, is it? It really is no one's business.
It's not. If somebody gives you $5, that doesn't give you the right to say, hey, you're going to spend it on this. You're giving that money out of free will. So, these people that want to know what he's exactly doing. Now, we all know that he's had some issues in trusting people and some women and everything, but
that's part of that's part of what we go through, dude. You're going to realize it too. Those are the landmines that you can't step on and they can't explode. And
that's right.
Again, it's not easy to do what we do. It really isn't.
Right.
And to do it in a way that you bring humor, and with all the content that, that's something.
Right.
And people get jealous of that and they try and take them down. And you've seen it. People, they don't like you. They do whatever they can. And I don't know how people can go from you're my best friend to you're my best enemy.
Right.
Like when I grew up in my head, which is warped to begin with, like if I love a woman, right, I can't not love her. That's not something that I control out of it's in my soul and I don't, there's no on off switch. There's nothing that makes that go away. You just love that one woman,
Right.
and you can't not love that person. You can't stop loving that person. You still, how do you do, like, that's true love,
Right.
right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's so when your heart is in doing this, what we do,
Right.
it shows. And the people that are watching are not dumb.
No.
They're brilliant, tell you the truth. So that works in our favor, right? We tell the truth. We just talk about what's going on. People listen and giddy up. That's how it works. That's what we do. That's what we do this here. So
So do you think they'll come out of the woodwork and bring a lot of, or are they just going to let, like you said, just let it go because they don't want to open up the big Pandora box with
they
Proctor?
don't want nothing to do with that. You
Nothing to
think
do.
they want you? How many pissed off fathers you think are going to come at Proctor when they find out that he's got pictures of their daughter
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
that he shared, and no one said, hey, this is inappropriate.
Right.
Nobody left the group chat. That's my problem,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's a whole problem of everything he's done. And
Do you think he was just texting good?
no, you know that there's more. I hope somehow that Tully's involved. I really do.
Well, I'll tell you how he's involved, and this may be kind of the issue. I was informed that Proctor wasn't even scheduled to work. Another trooper was scheduled altogether. So this was a favor called in.
By Good then, or by Berkey?
Berkey.
Really? Wow.
So Berkey goes and finds the shot of taillight, right? The clear lens.
Yeah.
The guy's got Coke bottle glasses. He can't see 2 feet in front of him. He's blind as a bat. And the dude's finding pieces on the side of the road that the best state troopers we got
Didn't see.
didn't see. Because the best deputy chief in the world across the street, he can't even see it. So yeah. Did you hear about Fanning and Clapp?
No.
Fanning, we got to do a show on that. Fanning went to this guy's house and actually throttled him and beat the snot out of him, dragged him to the end of his driveway and left him, to die. And then he put a gun to his head and made him put his, in his mouth.
Oh, geez.
Fanning did that.
Really?
Yeah, made him do oral to him with a gun to his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
in court filings. We can read them about Fanning.
Really?
When Fanning was down in Key West, right? They got a transvestite for the night, and when he was leaving, they ripped his dress off him, and they made him walk out of the hotel with nothing on underneath, for no bottom on, because they ripped the dress off him to humiliate him. And then they walk down the street, they're yelling at him.
Wow. Like I said,
they didn't pay him, by the way.
So, but then Fanning, didn't he just he got to retire, right, or not? Didn't he just leave?
He's
He's still
still
working.
thing.
Gallagher's the one that retired.
No, what's his name?
I know Good left with just resigning.
What's his name? The guy, the mechanic who came and took the light out. They called him in.
Jess Dawson, see another one, Tom. They're saying, missed you so much, Tom. What the heck's going on here? We got to get you back going.
I'm working on it, guys. Tully took the high road. He left. Forget the name of it. Wanless. There you go. Wanless. He left. He was a mechanic. They called in the middle of the night to take the taillight out of Karen's back. They couldn't figure it out. Brilliant, huh?
That's brilliant.
It's just, and you know what? Listen to this. Wanless touched the murder weapon, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He touched it.
He touched it.
Show me the report that he wrote. Show me. It's never been produced because he never wrote the report. The dude touched the murder weapon that they claim. Right?
It's crazy stuff.
How's that not?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, everything and the last thing I'm going to go into, and because I as a person, I mean, I know what, I mean, I've lost, and I can't understand the John O'Keefe's family, the mom and the brother, but talk about Paul. I mean, I was telling Mark, I was telling a bunch of people about this in the courtroom, how he was making signals to a girl on the internet.
Yes.
I mean, what? I don't even know how to explain it when I tell people, here's supposed to be the grieving brother, and he's trying to hook up with women and say, "Oh yeah, my brother died." Was it that he wanted them to feel sorry for him? What was he trying to do? And then the mom, the way she's carried on, she's got to have. And I said this before, and she can sue me whatever she wanted. In my opinion, she's got to have a drinking problem. She has to. The way she acted. So I mean, people grieve in all different ways. And I understand that, Tommy.
Yeah. This is for Julie Kopp. Okay, let me just say this. Okay, Miss Kopp. Miss Julie Kopp into the redhead.
Yeah.
So let me just say this, okay? I don't think anyone can put into a tangible way to explain the amount of grief that she's had to endure. That poor lady, okay? She's had people that she was really close to that were really young die. Okay?
Yep. At
some point, you just can't do this anymore. You can't do death anymore.
Right.
It's too much for you. You just kind of just put it out. Okay. So how she approached this, right? I think was just wanted nothing to do with this. Just believes what she believes. She's an old Irish Catholic. You're not going to change her mind. Good luck trying. And I don't know how she releases some of her stress, but I'm sure she has an immense amount, and to the point that we can't even quantify how much pain that in missing that lady has in her heart. Right. So, I don't think we can question her decisions because of how much grief she's going through. I don't think she could logically put things together because she sees this as just one big ball of death that she doesn't want to deal with, that she already dealt with before.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
the only thing I say to that, Tommy, is that we all, we all do our way of grieving, but the way she kind of brought it on herself with the finger to Turtle Boy, with the whole inviting the girlfriend to, to the courtroom.
Yep.
I mean, she brought that on by herself.
No one says she's a nice person, and she doesn't have to be.
Because when she's worried about what everybody's saying about her, well, look what you've done. Look what you did, leading up to it. And hey, I'll give anybody a free pass with what she went through. No doubt.
Yep.
But at least act the part of grieving.
So, listen, the free pass that you and I are referring to, absolutely, she deserves it. She's beyond the free pass. She's at a whole nother level. No, the flipping us off, the hanging around that crowd of people that are, I don't think have her best interest at heart. But that's my opinion. You can't falter. You really can't. I can't.
So is Paul is he just a piece of shit?
I think Paul's kind of done with it too. and he's just.
I mean, they can't be believing that they're going to make money off of this. They can't be believing this.
They gotta put the blame somewhere.
I mean, it's just Kasi wants to. He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm still listening behind listening to Tommy about the training situation with Proctor." Kasi G didn't know about that. It wasn't Proctor though; it was Fanning, right?
Yeah,
with the training. So I mean,
Fanning,
Kasi G, you didn't know about this? Come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. No, Lana did 2 episodes about it, and I actually have the whole document here somewhere. It's ridiculous.
Well,
but, again, do you think he got in trouble for that?
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Nobody knew about it. No,
it works out for you.
It's just, I mean, like I said, it's just one after another. That's why I think it became such a big thing that everybody jumped on board, wanted to do a YouTube channel so that they could talk about what they've been learning from everything. So they thought, well, maybe we can put a different twist on it because we don't know what really happened. Maybe we can come into this and have a little bit better view. But it's the same view. It's just the same view that you have, that I have. Now, Mark, who wasn't involved, didn't know anything about it at all. And,
Just a whole bunch of common sense. It doesn't take much to figure out. If you guys just figure it out from there, right?
Right. And, a lot of these got to be doing it just because of clicks. They want clicks. So they're going to go on the other side and do this. Somebody brought up Atlanta. I watched her a little bit during the trial, but then she lost me when she showed up that time. And they said that she didn't even pick up around her or anything after that, and she was there, eating and all that kind of stuff. And
listen, let me tell you about that. I know the fact because I helped. But every single day after trial, Erica Walsh would walk the sidewalks and pick up the cigarette butts and pick up the twigs and the little pieces of paper. We left that place cleaner every single day than we did before we got there. And Erica Walsh made that happen. She took it on herself and she did a fabulous job. There was not one piece of trash left over from the sidewalk with all them people. It was beautiful. So when somebody comes in and tries to come into the circle just because they're Karen Reed, it don't fit that way. And by the way, Danny's here. Danny, can you help this guy get 500 subs?
Danny's been just a gold mine for me. He really has. Danny and his Rat House, the chat rats, have been unbelievable from the time I started. Danny is, if anybody wants to start a fight with Danny, I'm telling you right now, I'm behind him 100%. I don't care. I don't even care if Danny's wrong. I don't even care. I'm still sticking up for Danny. And that's just the way it's going to be.
But look at that, right? Look at his mods that he has around him.
Right.
They're all just awesome people. So how can he not be? It's easy for him to be him when he's got the mods with him because again, it's a team. Like they're all working to give you guys a show. Like it's work.
His team that he has with him. Every time I watch him, I look at where his subs are and everything, and I get pissed off because if somebody doesn't deserve 50,000 subs, that guy is the guy that deserves 50,000 subs. I'm sorry.
He had like 800 subs when I'm like, you're kidding me. I put a post out. I was the only one to put a post out asking people to give him a sub, and they did. And he ended up over. So I did the same thing. I was hoping to do the same thing for you today.
Well, I'm telling you right now with Danny and Danny and Dean, are comedy gold. And then you put Mary B in there. Yep. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I met her personally.
And she's unbelievable.
Wonderful person. Again, we're blessed, right? We're blessed to have this quality of people all around us, right? And we're all working off the same crowd, right? Yeah. Danny's crowd, same crowd that's watching you and I.
Right.
So, like people that watch Causey, it's the same crowd, same people, right? So, I think the people that are watching, religiously, are the smart people that understand and get us, And again, if you're smart, you're gonna take half of what I said, throw it out.
Right.
Right. And take what the other 50% and believe it.
And if I can't get Danny to answer something, then I talk, and ask questions to Boston Gingy. I mean, TC Maylin I talk to, every once in a while, been on her show. And, those are the people that I go to because they've been around for a while. They've heard all you guys talking. Right. And that's what I want to know. I want to learn everything that I can learn. And I mean, I already know that there's pieces of shit out there in Boston. I already know that. But there's also some very good people out there.
The best.
And that's the people I want to know about. Danny's down in Mississippi. I never thought anybody was really good from Mississippi. But then Danny came around. We had a quarterback up here in Green Bay that was a mess that was from Mississippi. But, I mean, really, I didn't like him as a quarterback that much. I wasn't a big Brett Favre fan. Yeah. But he's from Mississippi. But then Danny came around, and I was like, oh, man, yeah, okay. But he's a good guy. I mean, he's really helped me out a lot. I mean, he's answered questions when I asked. And, and he's one of them that he's going to wait for you to ask. And I like that.
And again, Danny does what Danny does. And he's not beholden to anybody.
Right. And
money's not going to change Danny. That's the beauty of that.
And Tommy, he's only yelled at me one time.
You're doing you're ahead of the curve.
And you know what it was? It was that because I was leaving my chat up too long on the screen. He was saying, "Take that thing down. You've been up too long."
Yeah.
And so,
me and Noodles are gonna come and do something quick.
But it's like here I am. I'm trying to do it myself here, and so I'm going through them as fast as I can and getting them off the screen and all that kind of stuff. But I'm glad to see Danny here and everything. Danny, I had a rough start because I used my new thing that I got from Elgato, and it was I don't know what it was doing, but it
sounds
was
like
you had two windows open. One in the background, maybe. Yeah. So.
It was looping something, and but I'm going to fix that tonight. I'm going to go on by myself late tonight when nobody's really around, and I'm going to try to fix whatever that was. But Tommy, I can't thank you enough. I truly want you back because we've only rubbed the surface of this. We only rubbed it.
I hope you have a little more information now.
I do.
And I hope it piques your interest enough that you asked me to come back because we could do this for a while.
I want you to come back, and I'm hoping that Boston Mike gets better and he can even come and join us too. I think it would be a good group to get together with Mark and me and you and Boston Mike. I think would be a lot of fun. And because I mean, Mike on Twitter is a must watch. Watch. I mean, it's incredible. But thank you so much. I'll let you get back to your day and everything, and we'll talk soon. I can't thank you enough. Please, people, get over there and hound Tommy to get back on in the mornings. We got to have him back on in the mornings. All right?
See what we can do, guys. Listen, and again, the people that are here, please make sure you're subbed up to this guy here. It's free, and it helps a lot, I mean, I don't know where you're at now, but I hope you're over 500.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't check in. And like I said, we're going to be here no matter what. Even when JFK, was striking me, I said, you know what? I don't care if we go back to 1. We're still going to be here.
Keep going. That's all. That's just going to happen. So,
I'm determined to make it work, and I'm having fun at it. And nobody's going to get me to where that I say, no, I quit because I can't take that crap. No, it's not going to happen. People have tried, but it's not going to happen.
When Julie Kopp has you targeted in your sights, you end up being somebody. So, Julie Kopp, I hope you have a great weekend, Julie Kopp.
Julie, I liked all the filters you put on your face. I think those are some of the best filters I've ever seen. And the red hair keeps getting redder. And I want to know how you do that. So hopefully, and that other one too, Mama, whatever her name is.
Mama.
Her black hair gets blacker and blacker every time she goes on. So I got to try that dye job for myself.
Freaking PD nurse. Can you believe that?
All right, Tommy, you say hi to Boston Mike for me, okay?
Absolutely will. Absolutely. Thank you for everything and everyone that's here. Much appreciated. Thanks for watching us. It's been fun.
And I promise, I will talk this guy into coming back. I promise I will. So I appreciate everybody. All right, cue the music. Bye.
Love ya.
In the hum of the studio where the levels run high, there's a voice cutting through like a lightning sky. At Master of Media, he's holding the throne. The audio wizard, his name's Jeff Stone. He's taking names while the cameras roll, with a sarcastic grin and a heart of gold. Changing the game one upload at a time, making the hustle like a victimless crime. So come join the flock, don't you stay behind. Leave the boring old world and the daily grind, with a laugh and a thought to get you through. Jeff's got a brand new perspective for you. He's the king of the mic, the influence of soul, keeping us steady and taking control. Now Boston, Ginger Sharp, and Mary B's got the whip. J7 and Hippie Chick are making a hit. Dusty and Jan are the brains of the crew. Stone's gonna help you survive the day. You come join the fly. Come join the fly. Thank you, hippie chick, for getting the channel out. Hey, come join the fly. And that's Talk Media. Jeff is ready to ride.